I was at bloodyelbow.com, and they do this after every fight. After every fight, they call the section winners and losers, and what should be next for the losers of the fight and what should be next for the winners. And they're very good. I mean, they really do a good job with their ideas in matchmaking. If you were to study it over history or a period of time, you'd be stunned how many times they get it right. How many times, well, I think this guy should fight this guy, and here's why, and I think these two should be matched up, and here's why. They get it right all the time. But the Sandhagen one is a little bit tough, and Bloody Elbow has Sandhagen as sitting out to take on the winner of Aljo and Jan. And there's a couple of moving parts there. I mean, let's say Aljo goes out and runs over Jan. Say it happens. Say it's a minute fight for whatever reason. Catches him, dominates him better than him, knocks him out, chokes him out, but it's a really quick fight. You're going to try to repackage Aljo versus Sandhagen that was a 40-second match. Based on what? How would you repackage that? I mean, Aljo, if he gets over on Jan, is going to so far and away, and particularly if he destroys Jan. If he destroys him, Aljo's stock, he's going to go so far and away, it's not going to make any level of sense to take him back one fight that it was 40 seconds and he never got hit once. It's going to be tough. It's a tough sell. If Aljo goes out and beats Jan, but it's a long, drawn-out war, now you're having a different conversation. Hey, Aljo got lucky. He steamrolled him. He got one position. We got to see this again. Sandhagen's got 2 knockouts, including former world champion, future Hall of Famer Frank Yeager. It becomes a little bit different. But I'm bringing that to you because the idea of having anybody sit out. The only guy who has ever sat and waited that I can remember, I'm very good at this. This top of my head, I will admit, this isn't a factual statement. Only guy I can ever remember sitting out, being declared a number 1 contender. And we're defining sitting out as this. The guy becomes the number 1 contender, but the title fight is still out there. So they wait this guy till the title fight, and then he comes in against the winner. Happening right now, and Ngannou. I cannot recall a time that has ever happened. Generally, the champion is available. There's a fight. Boom, you're the number 1 contender. Get these boys together. I've never seen it in this reverse order that I can think of. So if you're suggesting that the second time ever this is going to happen, it's going to happen for Sandhagen when a possible opponent that he could have is a guy that just rolled over him in 40 seconds. Let's say it's not, and Jan gets Sterling out of there. Well, now you have the MMA math of a guy that destroyed a guy who destroyed the guy. I mean, you see the problem? It's not as easy as Bloody Elbow was making it sound. I do agree with you in many ways. Sandhagen versus Aljo for us hardcores, I mean, that's going to work. There was something that happened in that 40 seconds, whatever it was. Mentally, Sandhagen, locker room, whatever it was, where we all do commonly believe that was not an equal adjudication of their true skills and how competitive they would be. But that's not the sell that you're looking to put on this. You're looking to either hold Sandhagen out to put him in there with a guy that got rid of him in 40 seconds, or to put him in there with a guy who got rid of the guy that got rid of him in 40 seconds. It's not as easy as you think. I don't think that it's as cut and dry. And it does bring you back to, what is Dillashaw doing? And what is the holdup? And what is going on there? And TJ is a competitor. He is not going to step aside from anybody, not in the back, not behind closed doors. No contract will get in the way of TJ Dillashaw trying to pursue his goal to be world champion. And that includes if he has to go through Sandhagen. I'm just sharing with you, TJ, that's not going to be a problem. But I am wondering what the holdup is. It would seem to me all roads for TJ Dillashaw need to lead right into Uriah Faber's driveway. But I'm the only one saying that. I don't even hear those two saying it. I'm a little bit alone on that one. So maybe I got to get off it and move on. And I don't know that Dillashaw versus Faber works after Dillashaw has other matches. I don't know that it works. I think that there's a real relevance to bringing him in on the back of a 2-year layoff against a older Uriah Faber. I mean, I think that that's why it works. If TJ goes out there and reminds the world of his brilliance and he's just as good as where he left, I don't know that you're going to get that match. And if you come back to my original argument that TJ's a straight up competitor, TJ's got to be studying this and seeing Sandhagen position himself and going, I'm available. I'm going to go jump on the Sandhagen bandwagon. It's either that or TJ's going to just put all his chips in, go, well, they're going to call one of us to fight the winner of Jan Sterling. I'm going to cross my fingers that it's me, particularly since Sandhagen already fought 50% of that match. If you're trying to position yourself and your TJ Dillashaw, you've got to look at the board and you got to look at the pieces and go, okay, there appears to not be a number one contender. Maybe it's Sandhagen, but I don't know that I'm buying that. Or maybe it's me. So I can go out and I can try to get something going with Sandhagen and we can just make this crystal clear, or I can do nothing and just wonder if my phone's going to ring. I mean, that's the game that you're playing. That's likely what TJ is sitting there wondering. I'm just curious what the holdup is with Dillashaw. There was a countdown. I don't know that TJ Dillashaw has ever been in a higher demand than coming off of this suspension. Everywhere I go, there's a TJ Dillashaw headline. And it's been this way for 4 months. Suspension's almost up. Final week of suspension's up. TJ eligible for license. I mean, whatever it was all built around the story that he was stuck in timeout for a little bit. His name is out there everywhere. It came and went in terms of his eligibility. It came and went. I still don't hear an announcement. So I don't know that sitting Sandhagen out, I mean, that appears to be, that would be a fine choice, in all fairness. That would be a fine choice. I don't know that that's the one that if you just look at a short period of time, I just don't know that that's the one. How are you going to repackage him and Aljo? There's an answer. There's a way to do that. How are you going to do that? That's what I'm asking. What would the way be? Then if the guy who stomped him out in 40 seconds gets stomped out, now what do you do? Well, there's parity, and that's what this sport's all about. Golly gee, okay. It's as good a plan as any. And it's like music. There's only so many notes. There's only so many athletes, but it does appear that we're down to two. Sandhagen because of two incredible knockouts as of late. Dillashaw because he was the champion that never lost the belt. Am I the only one? Why are we talking about getting Sandhagen and putting him on ice for potential fight? Why are we not putting him with Dillashaw? And moreover, my question to you is, who are we putting with Dillashaw?